Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have my guest here. This is the second video.
It's a twofer.
Yeah, 2 for 1. Double kill.
She has a Groupon.
Yeah.
You got 2 for 1.
So today we're going to talk about his top 5 challenges that he encountered while living here in the Philippines. And as you all know, or maybe not, he's been here for 6 years, and that's a very long time for an expat.
Very long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we wanted to know, because a lot of my subscribers wanted to retire here in the Philippines, and maybe they will encounter the same thing as you.
Sure.
We're just gonna ask how do you overcome those challenges that you encountered.
Okay, fair question. It's kind of hard to say 5 without bundling them up in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because there's the culture shock. When you first 24 hours or the first 48 hours or the first week that I was here, my own personal experience was just so much information overload. I mean, I'm dealing with, kaboom. It's like, just the nuances of living here is you've got a language issue, all right, number 1. You have a cultural issue. You have to get accustomed to the money.
Yeah.
You have to get accustomed to the weather. You have to get accustomed to the traffic. That's 5 right there. And
there's more.
There's plenty more. Got to get accustomed to little brown people like her.
You have to adjust. That's the thing. Another.
There's a real mind bender. And so there's just an awful lot of information coming at me when I first got here. But I found it to be exciting. I found it to be challenging. I found it to be fun. And was it frustrating? Not really, because it wasn't my first rodeo.
Yeah.
I'd been to other countries before, and I knew they were coming.
Yeah.
But still, when they come, they still shock you, you know. And so
you have to experience it.
Yeah, and I would say the first 30 days for me was by far the most challenging. It was just trying to get my feet on the ground, trying to figure out a place to live, trying to figure out transportation, trying to figure out how to transfer my money, trying to figure out where to change money, trying to figure out just the whole personality of the place. And there's a lot coming at you at one time. So once I got settled into an apartment and once I figured out my transportation, then I had to sort through all the personalities and the places to go. And then the toughest people to get accustomed to were other foreigners. There's a challenge.
That's a real challenge.
You can come into some real Looney Tunes over here. Okay.
There's a lot of them.
Crazy people. Okay. There's not like a big filter put on. People coming in. Okay.
We don't filter.
No. I mean, if you're a weirdo in your own home country, you're a weirdo here. If you've got certain social skills that are lacking or hygiene that is lacking, that comes with you.
Yeah.
And so trying to sort out really not the locals, I was trying to sort out the foreigners who I wanted to associate with. That was challenging. So that's one of them.
I can't imagine.
Oh boy, I could tell you stories, but I'd get arrested.
Just give it to yourself.
I will. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
And then there's the female aspect of it. Now, people don't believe me when I say this, but it's the God's truth, and I have no reason to lie. But if I actually was coming over here because I wanted to meet a woman, then I would just say I came over here because I wanted to meet a woman. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Okay, a lot of guys do. There's no shame in that. Okay, in fact, there's this big passport bro thing going on right now, which all being over amplified. But I think the original passport bros were the guys back after World War II.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nothing new. It's just been put in a new package. And so
New deal.
yeah, it's just an old product in a new package. So, but good on them. But I came over here for economic reasons. I didn't want to work anymore. I could have kept working for 10 more years, no problem. But I was burnt out and I was tired. And I told you before, when we talked before, that I Googled top 10 places to retire, how much would it cost. I came over here and found out that my pension, my Social Security, was adequate and enough to live on. And here I am 6 years later, and it's still adequate, and it still works. And I actually save more money every month here than I ever did in America.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's just a matter of, number one, the cost of living here has remained pretty static, the same. There's been inflation with food and petrol and all that, but that's easy enough for me to navigate and stay within. But rents and air conditioning and electric, I should say, telephone, that's all stayed the same for the last 6 years. So economically, it's been very, very viable for me here. It's been very easy for me to stay within my budget. It's been very easy for me to just park away money every month. And it was easy for me to shed a lot of the stuff that bothered me in America when I got over here. So I know that's not something that bothers me. That's not in my top 5.
Yeah.
But that's sort of the end result of that. Why I came over here was economic. And it's interesting to me that I came over here with a set notion that, in fact, if you speak about females, I had had enough of my relationships in America. They were very painful, to say the
Pain in
least.
the ass, yeah.
Okay, really hardcore. And I said, I don't need a woman to be happy. I'm perfectly content by myself. And here I am 6 years later, married with a dog. But to me, the advantage is that I came over with that notion, and I came over with that attitude, which was a bit jaded and a bit negative, and I was able to shed it, and it was able to dissipate, and I was able to soften, and I was able to become more accepting and more open-minded. And then it was like, yeah, okay, I like these women are nice. These women are feminine. They're not the same as what I was accustomed to back home.
They're not manly.
No. They don't want to argue the point. And if you go, what do you want to do? They go, up to you.
It's up to you.
Like,
that's their mindset. It's up to you.
Yeah, up to you. I thought, okay. Then I was confused. It was like I couldn't figure it out. I was so used to my wife saying, we're going to go here, we're going to go here, we're going to go there. And I go, okay. And now, up to you.
You really have
How
to
do I do this?
Yeah.
But
that's a big change.
So that's a big change. So, yeah, I would say that the 5 biggest challenges, really, to get back on track, is the first thing that actually hit me was the weather, of all things. I was getting dehydrated the first 2 or 3 months that I was here. The sun it was hot.
Too much for you?
I came from Las Vegas, which gets up to 110, 115 degrees. You'd think the heat would be easy for me, but it's a different heat here. And the sun is just different. It had a different reaction. Something changed.
You actually have to put sunscreen on every now and then.
Oh man. But I was just, it was hard for me to acclimate. It took me a year to acclimate to the weather. The other challenges were good and unique and cute. I felt like I'd gone back to the 1950s. It was weird for me to shed a lot of my notions. Like I pulled into a gas station the first time. And in America, you have a gas station, you pump your own gas, number one. Here they have an attendant.
Yeah.
So that's like the 1950s, 60s. That's what America was like. But they also have what's called an AM, PM, or a mini mart. So with the gas station, everywhere you go. Here they don't.
No.
And so I needed cigarettes. And so I pull into a gas station, and I look at the guy and go, where do I get cigarettes? He goes, this is where you get gas.
You can get cigarettes here.
Like, what are you talking about?
Correct.
You don't have any big gulps? So it was this this whole acclimation to shedding again, my notions of how things are going to be the same here, and that a gas station is for gas, and a grocery store is for groceries, and there is no Walmart where you can just roll in,
Hypermart, yes.
Yeah,
No
just
Walmart.
Hypermart, but still, it's just Hypermart. You roll into Walmart, you can get your groceries, you can get a haircut, they can do your taxes, you can get a manicure, and you can go to a restaurant.
You can get everything.
Yeah, I mean, you just park in one place, and 2 hours later, you're done. And it's over. Yeah, seriously, look at her. It's over and done with. Yeah.
Should I get a Walmart?
Yeah. Paul will tell you about it. And here, it's 5 different missions. Right? Right? I call it the Easter egg hunt. All right, so I need a screwdriver. Well, I gotta go, to the screwdriver store.
You have to drive 10-15 minutes to get there.
Yeah, and then I need this. I gotta drive to that store. Then I need a pair of shoes. Well, I gotta go there. And it's just nothing's under one roof. So you got the weather. You got the fact that everything is so segregated. There's nothing centralized here. Mm-hmm. I would say the other thing that gets on that was a real shock to me was how slow everybody moves. I mean, to tell you,
No.
it's like
normal.
It's like they have this torture, where they drip water on you. Have you ever heard of that? The Chinese water torture, where you just lay there and it's just a drop of water every 10 minutes, and for 9 minutes you're anticipating the drop. So to me, that's how I am. When I go into a store to buy something, it's like I'm like this for 9 minutes, just waiting to get there and then do it. Where I'm used to just zap in, zap out, buy it, hunt it down, kill it, take it home. That's what I want to do. Oh no. And then I go with my wife and I'll say, ask them if they have this. Mm-hmm. Now that's a yes or no question. All right. So do you have this in stock? That's a yes or no question.
Yes.
Well, my wife will go in and say, do you have this in stock? And 10 minutes later, they're still discussing it. And I'm standing there like, is it yes or is it no? Where are we? And they're just they're talking about each other's clothes and how they look and touching each other and your hair's so pretty. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I want to.
They actually have to ask somebody. Okay, why don't we go there and ask here?
So I quit asking people. I just go figure it out.
They gotta involve everybody.
Oh man. Oh, I went to 7-Eleven one time. This is an anecdotal story. And she was ringing me up. And I was like, I had 5 items. We got to item number 4, okay? And just as item number 5 was coming under her little radar gun, somebody came in and asked the girl next to her a question. And she stopped what she was doing so she could look and help them answer the question. And I was like, I was seconds away from victory. And it was 5 more minutes at 7-Eleven. Come on, baby. Just come on.
Yeah.
And so there's just the pace of things here is a lot of the mañana attitude, later. I hear that word later all the time.
Yeah, later na lang.
Yeah, time is like a foreign concept here. Mm-hmm. So I'll ask somebody, what time do you want to meet? I'll ask one of my foreigner friends. I go, what time do you want to meet? And they'll say, well, 11 o'clock. Okay, where do you want to meet it? And we'll meet over at the blah blah place. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I'll see you at 11 o'clock. Okay, cool. Bye. And then I'll ask a Filipino or a Filipina, when do you want to meet? After lunch. Well, what time's lunch? And then how long does it take for you to eat that lunch? And then once you're done eating it, where would you like to go? And they'll say, Dumaguete. That's a big place. That's a big place. Can we narrow it down a little? So that still goes on 6 years later.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're just gonna meet somewhere.
Yeah. So, and then what else?
Oh my God.
And then we've discussed it already. The infrastructure is goofy, the roads are goofy, the traffic is psycho. And for some reason, I kind of get a kick out of it now. It's kind of like a challenge, you know. If you make it home alive, you're a big winner. I didn't break any bones today. Chalk went up for Paulie.
1 star.
Yeah, give me a gold star right here on the forehead, Teach. And then the brownouts. You know, they'll make me nuts. They don't, actually, they don't. When they happen now, it has gotten to the point where I'm like immune to them.
Yeah.
I don't know, when it happens, it just happens. And I'm fortunate because I live up in the mountains, and
it's cold.
A lot, like right now, oh, I'm so sweaty.
I'm actually sweaty.
At my house right now, it's probably got a nice little cool breeze. Well, the last brownout that we had, which was a scheduled one from 6 to 2, my wife and I stayed home till 11 o'clock. It was cool. Breeze was coming through the front door and the back door.
Well,
and we were thinking, oh boy, tomorrow we got to make plans. We're going to have to go somewhere and get out of the... But it was so nice. We just said, hey, we just stay here. Hang out, play with the dog, you know, do some chores.
You can do that here in Dumaguete. It gets pretty hot here.
No, it's brutal here.
Yeah. We got a brownout at the gym the other day.
Oh, did you?
It was too hot. But we did exercise anyway.
Yeah.
It was too hot.
Yeah.
Like, it was unexpected brownout. You get that a lot here.
A lot. Yeah, we had 3 the other day.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I can get it if you're. For me, it doesn't really wig me out. But there are times where, like a YouTube video one time, I just uploaded it, and I had just finished all my little finishing touches on it, and I wanted to launch it at a certain time on a certain day, and I went to go push the button to launch it, and just as my finger was this far away from the launch button, I go, that'll be tomorrow's video.
It's pretty frustrating right there. Yeah. What am I gonna do now? Yeah, I actually had that experience once, and I was like, oh my god, what the hell? I was like, you know, like when you're editing videos and then suddenly the internet and the electric went out, you have no choice but to go downtown and see if they have like internet there. And what's worse is that if your laptop is not plugged in and it's low battery, it's like, oh my god, this is the worst. You know. And I don't know how people here in Dumaguete cope up with that. It's like they just go to Valencia mostly if it's brownout. Valencia is pretty packed up. You see a lot of these motorbikes right in the road. You know, these waterfalls, the coldest one in Valencia. When we get there, it was pretty full.
I know.
So every brownouts, you have to be ready. You'll be sweaty. And it was like, I don't know. It's just that if you have challenges here as an expat, it's very pretty annoying at some point.
Yes.
Because you have to adapt to it and you have to accept it.
Yes, thank you. I call it the 3 A's. I say that you have to adjust, you have to adapt, and then you have to accept it. And if you can't get to the level of accepting it, you're always going to be frustrated. And you're always going to be unhappy.
Grumpy, like.
So like I told you about, I was inches away from a clean getaway at 7-Eleven, you know, where she was going to do it and this other thing. And I ended up just kind of laughing at it. I thought, what do I need to be? You know, why am I in such a hurry? I'm just going to take the stuff home. So, all right, I leave in 5 minutes. Who knows? Maybe something cool will happen.
Hurry,
what's the rush? You know, I am.
It's like
my wife tells me all the time.
Day.
My wife always goes, you know, you are retired. Because every day I'm busy. I'm packed with something going on.
I see you sometimes in Dumaguete and in Valencia. So
So is that 5? Did I hit 5? I think I did. We talked about infrastructure, brownouts, the slowness of it all, just the culture in general, and there's other nicky-nacky stuff, the traffic.
Small stuff,
Small stuff, right? Foreigners. But what's cool is that being here for the amount of time that I have been here, I've totally learned how to not fix anything, but I've learned how to avoid a lot of things. Like I know where not to go on a Friday. I know what time to leave the house on Sunday. It's that I've gotten micromanaged, you know,
Yeah.
to where
Small things.
small things. It's like if I leave the house at 8 o'clock on a Tuesday, well, I know that the kids go to school at 8
Yeah.
o'clock on Tuesday, so I don't leave at 8. I
Just
wait
wait.
till 9.
Yeah.
And if I leave at 9, everything goes right along.
Mm-hmm.
Today is Sunday. I love Sundays because there's no traffic.
People stay inside.
People stay at home,
Yeah.
they're out getting drunk, they're at church, they're doing what I
But
say,
in the
day
evening,
off.
you
they're
have
doing
to be-
But at nighttime, why I don't go out at night.
You don't want to go out.
No, I did that in the beginning. Yeah, that was very expensive.
No, especially here in the Boulevard.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people there.
Yeah, and it's,
why not?
Yeah. And you know, for me, once you've done it, I've been there and I've done it, and it's like so boring.
Same old.
Oh my God, I haven't been in a Why Not in 4 or 5 years. When I first got here, I would go because it was just sort of like
Exciting, yeah.
exciting. It was like, oh, I heard about this place. There's all these pretty women, you know, but all the women at the Why Not, their name was like Bob, you know, Frank. It's like what?
Christian.
You know,
Yes,
she's really a nice guy.
You don't want to get drunk.
I think, yeah, I might get open-minded. and so I just learned, you know, okay, I did it, I saw it, I've been there, I overdid it, and I don't ever want to go back. And then there might just be a day where one day I look at the old lady, that would be the wife, and I say, hey, you want to go to the Why Not? And she might just go, yeah, why not? Because we
Why
haven't been
not,
there,
you know?
let's go. And so we'd pop in for an hour and look around, but I don't see that in the near future. So yeah, there's no real, what you would call nightlife here. It's all out on the boulevard.
Yeah.
But I guess my number one gripe would be the sameness of it all. If you go from one end of the boulevard to the other, it's going to be the same food, it's going to be the same vibe, it's going to be the same price.
Yeah.
Where we were talking about other countries, if you go to, in America, let's just say America, forget Asia. But if you go to like a festival type of thing, one guy is going to be shucking oysters, another guy is going to have fried chicken, another guy is going to have ribs, another guy's going to have vegetarian food, then there's going to be Mediterranean food, and I can waterboard you with examples.
A variety of different
Totally.
stuff.
You can say, man, I'm in the mood for whatever. It's
Yeah.
over that away. Here, you can have some spaghetti.
I have the mood for spaghetti. And you can just
Or you can go over there and have some spaghetti.
Or dessert. Same old.
Yeah.
Just.
Yeah.
But now we talk about America. I want to ask you this: like, what do you miss about one thing that you miss about America that's not here in the Philippines?
That's a good question. I would say the efficiency of America, really.
Yeah.
I know it's got its problems right now. They've really amped up in the last few years. But that set aside, is I mentioned Walmart.
Get everything in one trip.
Yeah, because you know what? It's not that important to me now that I'm retired, and I've got all day to go with nothing to do and all day to do it kind of thing. So for me to go out here and have to bounce around and maybe put it off till tomorrow is no big thing. But when I was working and I had to get stuff done because I needed to pick up my dry cleaning and I needed to get some groceries and I needed a haircut and I needed this and I needed that, I knew that if I took my car and drove it over to this shopping center, that I could get all that knocked out and boom, 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 boom.
It's
and
done.
No waiting, no hassle. It was always going to be there. It was going to be quick. It was going to be easy. One parking space, one stop, put everything that you bought in the trunk, go home, unload it, and it was done. The postal service was easy. receiving mail. We're over here. It doesn't even exist. Just nobody's got a friggin' address.
Yeah, where is it? I think it's in
What is your
Dumaguete.
address? Well, it's up there.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course there's friends and family that I miss. There are things I would say I miss a lot of different food varieties. There's just stuff that I really, really
Good
love.
quality.
Yeah, and it's just something you acquire a taste for. Like I love nothing more than a good Jewish deli. And just go in and have a nice hot pastrami sandwich. It's just delicious.
You can't get that here.
Yeah. No. In fact, I was having dinner with a friend about a week ago, and we were full, and we were eating, but we both came from the same place. And he started naming restaurants, and I started getting hungry after we just ate. I go, will you shut up? I want a Philly cheesesteak. I want a pastrami sandwich. I want an In-N-Out burger.
Yeah.
I can't get it, so just shut up.
There's no such thing here.
Just ate this goofy fried chicken.
Soggy fries.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
And then last thing but not least is going into a restaurant and the quality of service. I would say that would be one of the biggest variances between here and my home country is if I walk into a restaurant, bang, there's someone at the table. You drinking coffee today, or do you want a soda pop? Man, give me a
water.
coffee. Bang, here comes the coffee, and they leave the pot. And you take milk with that? Yeah, they got it. Okay, you know what you want, or you want me to come back? Give me 5 minutes. Okay, back in 5 minutes. Okay, I'm going to have this, and this. You got it. Are you going to want anything else? No. I'll just leave the check with you. Leave the check with me. And bang, they put the check down. So, because they understand turnover. They want to get you in and they want to get you out so they can get somebody else in the chair. Here, it's like, I wait 15 minutes for a menu.
Yeah, you actually have to wait for other people to finish.
You have to ask, can I have a menu? And you'll come with 4 people and they'll give you one menu. So you got to pass it around.
Yeah.
And then you got to ask for the bill. And then you got to find somebody and do this whole thing.
They'll never even look at you for that.
No.
You actually have to go like, hey, and that's the time they'll look at you.
Yep. There's only been one place that I've gone to, which is owned by a European guy. And he's kind of an Anthony Bourdain type. He's really a good cook, and he's run restaurants. And he's come out and he brought the food himself. He cooked the food himself. And we were eating, and he came by and he says, how is everything? You guys need anything? Are you cool? And we said, yeah, we're cool. And it was like, I'm going to go here more often. Just the frustration level. It's a long drive and it's more expensive, but next time I have a breakfast outside the house, I'm going to go frequent his place because I know how I'm going to be treated.
Yeah, because also here, like when you ask for water, they say, okay, we'll be back now. 10 minutes later, where's my water? Oh, okay, water, and then they're gonna ask somebody for water.
Right.
So they have to ask other person to do their job.
Right.
And the efficiency here is not that good.
No.
You actually have to say it again and let them know what you want, know, and then sometimes I get my order wrong, and then they're like, oh, okay, then they go back in the kitchen and then they come out and says, Mom, it's out of stock.
Right.
And then I said, okay, fine, let me just have that.
Right.
So it's kind of bad.
Right. You have to accept it though.
Acceptance.
That's the key, right? So you need to get centered. Yeah. I need to work with you.
Yeah, but just don't do that when I don't have any coffee. No. So yeah, well, do you have anything else to add up?
Anything else to complain about?
No. We can't complain anymore. Okay, well, there you have it, guys, and that's his challenges that he encountered whilst living here in the Philippines. And once you come to the Philippines, I'm sure you'll experience all that again, but all you have to do, accept and adopt.
That's right.
Just adjust, and I know you'll say, oh, adjust, but we are foreigners, they should adjust.
Absolutely.
Filipinos should adjust,
but
no.
I never forgot that I'm a visitor here.
Yes.
And I'm not here to change the Philippines.
No.
I came for the Philippines to change me. And you know
have
what?
to
It has.
adopt the
It's
culture
changed me
here.
for the better. I've often said this. I've lived here 6 years. I have actually packed more life and fun and entertainment and just satisfaction in the last 6 years than the first 62 years of my life. I feel like I'm really going out well. You know, I'm in the latter years of my life. I've got a lot of miles behind me and only a few more in front of me. And I'm so thankful to the Lord that I wasn't a one-hit wonder back in 1970. You know what I mean? That was my claim to fame. Right now, it's kind of like the proverbial new beginning and rediscovery. And every day I do, honest to God, I wake up and I look forward to the day because it's my own. And I can make of it what I want. I can have a good day or I can have a bad day.
You just have to enjoy the life here, even though sometimes it can get very slow.
Yeah, and you know what? We were talking about it earlier. If you don't like it, there's
just
other
leave,
places to go.
You know?
Just
There's
bug out.
other Asian countries that you would enjoy if
all
you
kinds
wanted
of places to go if you're not happy.
Well, that's it for today's video. We will see you
Life
all.
according to Paul and Mia.
We will see you all in the next one. Bye for now.
See you guys.